And I think we're live. Welcome everyone to our first live demo and walkthrough in this year. I hope you had lovely holidays and please let me know if you can hear and see me in the comments below. I'm so excited. It's been a while since I last tuned in live. Um, for those of you who are super teachers and familiar with our latest feature updates and stuff, you know how hard we've been working on the Google Calendar integration. It took a while. We were laser focused, and finally it's ready to be launched. So I'm super excited for this. Just let me know in the comments if you can see and hear me clearly. And in the meanwhile, I'm gonna check if the live stream is going well. It looks good on Facebook. Just let me check on YouTube. Yeah, I see we have a few teacher friends joining in already. And I see Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Thank you so much. You can see me. I hope you can hear me too, right? Have you been teaching today? And let me know if you actually use Google Calendar in your everyday teaching and business in general. Like I personally don't. I only use my SuperTeacher calendar. And whenever we work on a feature that I personally do not use, it becomes a little bit like a challenge, when you're just not um, familiar or using something every day. But never mind. Thank you, Gemma. You said yes. Gemma says she can hear and see me perfectly. I can't pull up the comment though. Oh, now I can. Oh, good. Yeah, even this software was updated recently, so it's new to me. Thank you, and don't worry if you're tuning in late. For those of you, who are tuning in late, there will be a replay, so don't worry about that. Without any further ado, we're going to talk about how you can sync your Google Calendar with your SuperTeacher booking system. And that means you can connect the two very easily. I'm going to walk you through the process. And after that, every class created in your teacher calendar, not just created, but edited, deleted, booked, canceled, and so on, is gonna be synced or in sync with your Google Calendar. So you can actually follow what's going on outside of your SuperTeacher calendar as well. Especially, this is interesting, I think, for teachers who work for multiple companies or just using different kind of calendars and stuff, and they want to follow everything in one single place. Awesome. So, sorry. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to share the screen and we're going to get straight into it. At the moment, we will probably see like the unverified app notification. Please disregard that. It's just it's a matter of, if not minutes, days, because it takes a while to get verified by Google. And then we did some tweaks and changes on the go. So we are waiting for another kind of verification round. That's why you might see this notification, but it will go away, I think, very soon. Gemma says, yes, I do. I have some parents not using SuperTeacher, so I like a calendar where I can add those students. So perfect. That way I can see all my students in one calendar. Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to be able to do. Thank you, Gemma. So excited for this. Oh, we have Mary joining in as well. Hi, Mary. Welcome. Let us know in the comments if you use Google Calendar. And hi, Katie. Welcome to you too. Awesome. I know you use Google Calendar for just one-way sync, right? To see events populated in different platforms, probably. Okay. Without any further ado, let's go straight into it. Let me check if I'm sharing the screen. Yes, I am. Okay. Perfect. Katie says, super excited for this feature. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You know how hard it was, honestly. It's obvious how much time it took and everything to develop properly because SuperTeacher is all custom built and has lots of flows, if you're new to SuperTeacher, maybe it's just worth mentioning that with SuperTeacher you can create one-on-one classes as one-off payments and subscription-based payments, and then you can offer group classes, courses with class credits, and well, yeah, like you can just create so many things, and Google had to, work for all of these scenarios and stuff. So, yes, now we are finally there. Let me show you. So, the Google Calendar integration is obviously in your availability calendar page. So, to find it, you just need to go to my profile here, where you usually go once you log into your SuperTeacher page, and go to my one-on-one availability. Google Calendar also syncs your group classes, so no worries about that. And here you will see a button that says link Google Calendar. Yay! It's been there for a while now, but maybe some of you didn't notice it, but it was in testing mode for a long time. And this feature is available for subscribers only, so it's a premium SuperTeacher feature. It's not available on the free plan. So if you did subscribe, just click on the button. If you haven't subscribed, I know a lot of teachers told me, Ivy, once you have the Google Calendar integration, I'm sure I'm gonna, upgrade my membership. And if you find it worthy, then now is the time to subscribe, and feel free to use this feature. So when you click link Google Calendar, oh yes, it's gone. Yay, no more unverified notification. I can't tell you how stressful this was, because we had some last minute changes, and there was a screen saying unverified. The app is still unverified. So it literally got verified just before I clicked this button. I was checking 10 minutes ago. Yes. So now nothing to worry about. You just click the calendar you want. Oh no, here it is. Sorry, my bad. So first you pick your Gmail account you want to sync, and please disregard this notification. It's going to go away soon, as mentioned before. It says Google hasn't verified this app, but basically whenever you change something small, like the way to display the page or the text or anything, it just triggers new verification, and we won't be changing it anymore. So you're gonna be skipping this step very soon. If you still see it, just click advance and then go manually. You need to manually approve. Go to SuperTeacher Calendar. Yeah, you can do it. I recommend opening your SuperTeacher page if you haven't, and let's do it together. And here, there will be your email address, and Google will say by continuing, Google will share your name, email address, language preferences, and profile picture. This is changed. Just disregard that and hit continue, and you will be there. Okay, so here you see the full scopes. So SuperTeacher will be able to see the list of Google Calendars you're subscribed to. You can select all. Feel free to select all. And make sure you trust SuperTeacher. Of course, if you've been using it, nothing to worry about. Just click and continue. Let me know if you have any questions on these steps. I know it's kind of a messy explanation because it was changing as we went. I literally looked at it before starting this live walkthrough, and it was completely different. So they are working on it, and obviously still, Google is working on the final version. So please don't mind me. Let's see. Was that easy to follow? So basically, you would just need to click link the Google Calendar and follow the steps. If it says it's still unverified, you just disregard that and manually approve linking it. Okay, so now we have two additional buttons appearing here. One of them saying sync Google Calendar. This button you would want to use just to enforce syncing it. There's no really need to use it. Maybe if you are just testing something and want to watch both your SuperTeacher Calendar and Google Calendar sync between each other. It takes seconds, I'm going to show you, but sometimes you just, this button is just to push the synchronization to become immediate. And you can always unlink your Google Calendar and link another one. If you want to change, your Gmail address, it doesn't have to match your SuperTeacher verified email, but you can link another calendar if needed. So let me open my Google Calendar now so we can test it and I can show you how it works. So nothing else changes for you. You just go about your day, open your availability. Students can book classes, and whatever happens on your SuperTeacher page will reflect on your Google Calendar. Let me know if you have any questions at any point while I'm switching to my Google Calendar to show you how it actually works in live mode. Yay, exciting. Okay, good. I will also create a short 5-minute guide so it's easier for everyone to follow the process. I just wanted to see if you have any questions, need support setting this up, and so on. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm going to now share my whole screen so you can see both tabs as I switch. Okay, so let's share my entire screen, or actually window. Okay, and then show that one instead. Sorry for the mirror effect, it will be removed in a second. Okay, can you let me know you can see my calendar page now? Because if I switch, I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see it, right? Okay, so here we go. I'm back into my SuperTeacher calendar, my availability tab, and here is my Google Calendar open so we can just follow what's going on. So now let's open a single class first and see what happens. Let's say Tuesday, maybe 6 a.m. Why not? A single 25-minute class, not recurring, just one class. And oh, this is another week. Go back a week. Okay, here it is. January 21st, da-da-da, it's open now. So it's just open. So when you're looking at your Google Calendar, you see your availability is set open. You're free to book for your students to book classes. Now let's book a class. On SuperTeacher, just a little reminder, both you and your students can book classes. If you have a not so tech savvy student, you might want to prefer booking classes for them, or this is also recommended if you're onboarding new students and they just want to pay and start having classes with you, and later on you can have them learn how to manage their classes, book, cancel, or reschedule. So they can take away that part of the admin, as they should, right? Be responsible for booking their own classes. But in the meantime, you would want to go to your students list, pick the students, let's say Fiona this time, hit the action button, book class, and now I'm gonna book this 6 a.m. class for her and see what happens in Google Calendar. Da-da-da, you see immediately it switched to book. And what's really good is if you click on it on Google Calendar, you will get the link. So we made sure when testing it was kind of, the flow for us using SuperTeacher to be the same. So here it's important to mention that the student will not get any Google Calendar notifications, and we made sure it works that way. So you keep your, Google will not share your email with the student. They won't be getting Google notifications by default. Even though here it says 30 minutes before, we made sure those notifications go from SuperTeacher only. So SuperTeacher created events, follow your usual SuperTeacher flow regarding notifications, classroom URL, and so on. Everything reflects from SuperTeacher. Let me know if you have any questions here. So you get the link to the class from your Google Calendar. So you can join both from SuperTeacher and Google Calendar. If I click here now, it will take me back to SuperTeacher event or the class itself. And from there on, remember there is a start class button, class details. You can reschedule classes if you're just back into your SuperTeacher page. Let's see if you have any questions or comments. Sorry for the mirror screen. Can Katie says, does this only work for new bookings, my existing or reschedule? Yes, exactly, Katie. It works for from now on. As soon as you sync, it picks up the new syncs. That's the way it works, and there is no other way to sync previous events. We explored it. That was my first question as well to the main developer when we first tested things. But that being said, if you have some availability, you want to sync for classes that are not booked, you can just close them and open them again, and they will be synced if that works for you. So only the booked classes, if you reschedule those, then they will show up. If you do something about those new events, kind of from now on, whatever happens to those previously booked classes, they will show up in your Google Calendar if you cancel them or reschedule, right? Okay, let's see how rescheduling works. So for that to show, we're going to reschedule the class into this slot, 8 a.m., 8 to 8:25. Great question, Katie. Thank you. Okay, so this is a good demonstration because here we don't have this 8 a.m. class. This was open before, right? It's not even visible here at the moment. So let me go and reschedule it back to the class. And let's say I want to take this class tomorrow instead. Reschedule. Okay, let's see what happens on Google. Okay, so see, now it shows up. Rescheduled for Fiona to the new time. Everything else is the same. I will have to expose you to the mirror effect for a moment because I'm sharing the window. So instead of switching, because I tend to forget, Katie says, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, good to know, right? Yeah, so I don't forget to share anything. We will just keep doing it this way. I hope you don't mind. So let's say that class also does not work for me. Do you actually see when I switch the tabs? You do, right? Okay, because I'm also sharing one single tab. I'm going to close that just to make, yeah, okay, you can see everything properly. Okay, so let's say now I want to cancel this class. It doesn't really work for me anymore. I'm just going to cancel it and say, oops, wrong class time, which often happens with students. Cancel, check your Google. What happens with this slot now? It's gone, right? So when you go to your Google Calendar, you can be sure everything is up to date. Now, for teachers who are opening recurring class slots, you already know that it takes like maybe 10 or 20 seconds to populate. Some teachers open months in advance. In that case, you would want to use this push button on the availability page. If you just click sync, it's going to speed it up. This one, sync. If not, just be patient, give it a moment because it takes a while to just create all of those slots. Let's see if you have any more comments or questions. All good for now. I'm excited. Perfect. Okay, so same flow works for group classes. However you open them, SuperTeacher will sync and show them in your calendar. I can show you that as well. But let's open a recurring class first. Just a little reminder, on SuperTeacher, you can open a single class as recurring. You can adjust the time of the time slot. For example, you saw me opening just by default on SuperTeacher calendar, your class is 25 minutes long. And that's because the majority of teachers are onboarding their private students coming from an ESL teaching background and having experience with Chinese companies and other companies that used to have 25-minute classes usually, but that doesn't mean you can't create any other class length. So to do so, you just need to, instead of click and release the class slot, you just click and hold your mouse. Let's say maybe 6 a.m. Here, and just drag to pick the length of the class. Let's say 40-minute class, and then release. And then if you want this single class to open for the whole month, you click yes. And let's see what happens on Google. So see, now this slot is bigger. I'm going to just go through the weeks. Okay, so it took a second because we're also live. It's going to probably take a moment to populate. All right, okay, here it is. And again, And again, so you see it's open all day. What's important to know is editing your SuperTeacher events does not work on your Google Calendar. So that means the sync is one way. You have to change your class status for those classes created on SuperTeacher, same as you did before. If I deleted this class slot here, it wouldn't be removed on SuperTeacher calendar, which is really important. So just keep managing your classes, your SuperTeacher students on SuperTeacher. And as a reference to see your actual availability, booking status and stuff, you can preview that in Google Calendar. Later on this year, we're definitely going to go back and make a two-way sync. It was just too much work, and I decided to pull, a trigger. I mean, to stop working on it for a while, take a break, get some fresh new ideas, and work on other features, which I'm going to introduce also at the end of this live. Let's see if you have any more comments. Katie says, just to clarify, does this mean if we open a class slot on SuperTeacher, it will appear as an event in our Google Calendar, even if no students have booked it? Yes, it does. And let me know if you have any comments on that flow as well. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is, we opened a single recurring class slot, right? And the third option, you can manage your classes with SuperTeacher, is create a recurring schedule. That means open multiple classes for multiple days at different times by utilizing this add recurring schedule feature. And here you can set the time manually. And I really recommend using the recurring scheduler for teachers who find SuperTeacher calendar maybe for those who have who struggle with their vision or something. It's just easier. It's more visual if they use the recurring scheduler instead. Let's say maybe 9 a.m. to 9:25, and I wanted to open on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Okay, here, and starting, what day is it? Yeah, today until maybe February 3rd, and submit. So 9 a.m. Let's see what's going to happen. Katie, I'm still thinking about your questions. It won't show publicly for others to book, though. So you know how on Google Calendar you have 3 types of events. You have a scheduling page, so it won't populate there. If you want to share your Google Calendar for people to book a meeting or another type of event to create one, it will not appear there. It will just appear in your Google Calendar. That doesn't have to be public. You don't have to make it public, and it doesn't create events in your actual scheduling page on Google, if that helps clarify. Okay, now I'm going to push sync to speed it up a little bit. And let's see. I need to go back. Here we go. You see all the recurring events popped out immediately. And that's it. It's very simple, even though it took such effort to develop and make it work perfectly well. Yeah, then don't worry about that. Katie says, I'm not familiar with the Google Calendar scheduling page. Sorry. I mean, in my normal Google Calendar, I only want to see actual booked classes. Okay, we can discuss that. If a lot of teachers need that flow, we can tweak that for sure. Yeah. But the point here taken was teachers wanted to be available at the same time when I was collecting feedback for developing the flow and everything. And they wanted to be available both in SuperTeacher and Google Calendar. And then if it books on SuperTeacher, they don't get double booked. That was the flow. But since you're not even using it, I think you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. And of course, I'm open to feedback and tweaking the feature as we go, if need be. Okay, any more questions? Gemma, I know maybe if you're there, feel free to ask or comment because you are using it actively, so that will also be interesting to hear. It's pretty much simple. I can show you how the group flow works. We did color code it with the group flow, I think. Yes, when the class is booked, actually, it gets changed. So let's go create a group class. Or I'm just going to edit one. Maybe Teacher Ivy's debating club. I'm just going to open slots here. Let's say next week at, let's go for some PM time. 1 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Save. And that's it. Here we go. Monday, Wednesday, Friday will appear in a second. And that's it. So when they are open, they're all the same color. Once it's booked, they change the color to green or yellow. Yeah. Gemma says, okay, let me stop sharing the whole screen so you don't have the mirror effect. Sorry about that. Okay. Let me see. Gemma says, is the difference that when it's an open slot, it shows up on the calendar, but when it's booked, it appears with the student's name. Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly that. And you see, the whole point is you see it's open, but people cannot book it on your Google. I mean, only if you make it available on your Google scheduling page. That's something very different. Or does the color theme change? Yeah, it also changes in color. Did you see when I booked classes, they became green? Let's go back. Okay, I'm going to show you this one. So by default, it's blue. Oh, okay. I just answered your question. Never mind. I can definitely show you still. Here, you see those blue classes are just open. And the green one, and it also says booked. You see, this one was probably a group class, so it doesn't have the student name here. Yeah. So they get colored. I mean, the booked classes are green. The rescheduled ones are yellow. And that's it. And let me know if you want to apply any other color scheme. We can always do that if it needs more kind of clarification or anything. Good question. Okay, I'm going to hide it from the stream. Oh, okay. Good. Good to know. Yeah. So one more question. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, good to know, Gemma. Does this flow work for you? That's why I say I also, like Katie, I don't use it personally, so it was really hard to consider everything. And you just let me know at support@superteacher.net or today, whatever you think would be also good to add or adjust. I think we covered all the bases, really. And yeah. And while you're commenting, I'm gonna go and share about some upcoming features because we can finally, I hope. I mean, everything works as it should. It works perfectly well, other than that unverified screen, which is super annoying. I know. I mean, it annoys me, but it's gonna go away very soon. I think like tomorrow. Google is very fast actually to verify, and we just changed something last minute, so it's still there. Anyways, let's see what's coming next on Super Teachers roadmap. Don't worry, I know many teachers suggested some small tweaks and features, big and small, and I never forget your suggestions. If you do have any feature requests, I'm going to share the link to our roadmap, and feel free to add your suggestions there. Here it is. And let me see what's coming next. So next week we're going to be, during this week and next week, we're going to be deploying these features, and they're already in the works. So There will be a purchase date in the bundles table. Somebody suggested like a few days ago, easy to add, definitely will be added very soon. The font in the About Me section is going to be adjusted so it looks more kind of compact. This one was the highly requested one. Delete days or time slots. At the moment, when you're deleting your slots, if you're open as single classes, you can just delete one at a time. If they're open as recurring, then you can delete multiple classes if they are not booked, actually class slots, right? But with this feature, you're going to be able to delete a whole day or select multiple days, or whatever classes you select, you will be able to delete them. And that means all the open slots. And this feature was requested, so SuperTeacher becomes even more convenient of when you want to take a leave. Let's say you cancel classes and then you just want to, take some time off, a whole week off. Instead of deleting one class at a time, you can just select all of those slots and yeah, go enjoy your holiday, right? This is coming out next, this week. It's in the works and it's going to be all deployed probably Monday or as we go. I will see, because there are lots of these small updates, and I think we're going to deploy them or launch them as we go. No need to wait. Then, we're getting back to improving our students' pages. Yeah, I know, Katie, you were the one initiating that, and a few other teachers. We're going to add a few text boxes on student profile as optional to add their age, birthday, hobbies, goals, curriculum, time zone, and to show the students info when teacher clicks on his or her name. So you will be able to actually click on your student under your students list, click on them, and quickly, if you forgot, if it's a new student, or you just want to check when their birthday was or what their hobby was, you will be able to see that info. Yeah, that's going to be cool, right? To be even more personalized. Katie says, "Ooh, awesome. Thank you. I'm so excited to finally be able, to work on these awesome feature requests." Awesome. Perfect. So the next thing is to show all the feedback the teacher you left to your student when you preview the class details. I know that one was a highly requested feature as well. And everything just got, postponed because of the Google Calendar. So don't worry, it's not forgotten. We're putting it at the top of the priority list. It's already in the works. And that means, how when you go to my... let's see if you can see. Can you see my classes now? Oh yeah, I think you can see. When you go to your booked classes, and there is a little magnifier button. If you are new to SuperTeacher, here is more info button. And if you click it, here is where you can actually cancel class, reschedule. You can take a note. You can add a little note about your student, for example, level 1, unit 4, lesson 3. This is for your personal use. So you can, next time I come here to check the details, it will remind me, oh, okay, today we need to do level 1, unit 4, lesson 3, whatever you say here. Or maybe promised to play word wall game. I notify myself with that all the time, because I say something, like, oh, okay, we don't have time for it, let's do it next time, or we need to finish a game or something, and then sometimes I never get back to it, and students know, sometimes they're just too polite to remind me. So I love using it like that. Here's where you also reschedule classes by clicking here. Just a little just a little reminder here, you can reschedule class at any point, even last minute, while your students can only reschedule it outside of 8-hour window if you approve, meaning if you open another slot for them to book. Your students can cancel class only 24 hours earlier. And in that case, the class credit gets refunded to their account so they can use it again. And this was made so you can enforce your cancellation policies. The majority of teachers voted for 24-hour cancellation. While you, as a teacher, you can cancel it anytime, even like last minute. Just worth mentioning. And here you will see, okay, so here you will be able to see all the feedback you left. The calendar is showing now because I click reschedule. Okay, here you see how at the moment, I probably didn't leave any feedback, but at the moment you will just see stars without the content. Well, in the future, you will be able to see all your previous feedback, and your students will be able to see all of your feedback in one, under every kind of class details. At the moment, they just have to go to the specific class, same as you, to see that feedback, but we're connecting the data all, in one kind of stream of data under every class. Let's see if we have any comments on this or questions. No is a good, good answer. Okay, perfect. Next, coming out next is, we did that. The option to delete just one. The pause subscription, also a super important, highly requested feature. You will be able to add a button. We will have a button to pause subscription in addition to canceling it. And this is especially important for and interesting for group classes. One-on-one subscriptions as well, but it works really nicely for group classes. You'll be able to pick if you want to pause a single student subscription or the whole group. And this is really nice if you have something urgent and we won't be able to have a next week class, but the student paid for it already. You can just postpone the next subscription period for them, and you will be able to. Let me show you. Here we have a group class subscriber. And again, I go to see more info. And here you can see the group name, the student name, amount created, subscription is weekly. But let's say she needs to skip a class or something. At the moment, you can just cancel subscription and cancel all subscriptions of this group class. And there will be additional buttons that say postpone this subscription. And then when you click on that, you will be able to pick the number of days you want to postpone their subscription for the single student or for everyone. And that means this is really good for your membership because you don't need to cancel the subscription. So the students have to resubscribe, to subscribe again, which is like an additional step instead of just resuming classes. So your students don't have to do anything. I hope I explained that well, but it's going to be super simple and easy for you to resume and stop the classes and their memberships. Let's see. Yeah, no comments on this. Good. And I think that's all on the upcoming features list for now. Let me check. Yes, definitely. So just to sum it up, we just launched the Google Calendar integration. Go ahead, add your Google Calendar and play around with it. If you want to test it, you feel free to create a demo student account if you don't have one. Especially if you're a subscriber, you can assign classes. I can show you how to do that. So after signing up as a student, if you use your unique teacher page URL, this is your under the edit profile, view or share my teacher page. If you use that one to sign up as a student, your demo student will be listed under your students list by default. If you don't use it, if you just go to SuperTeacher and register, then you can list that demo student by adding their email, your demo email here. And he or she will show up. The email will show up actually. Then, just to remind everyone of the latest features launched just before the Google Calendar, you can edit the student name. Sometimes you will see your students, just put their email as their username, or they just type in some nonsense letters, something that doesn't make sense. And if you do know them, or after your trial class or first class with them, you can just add a nickname, and that nickname will overwrite their nonsense name. Whatever they put, whatever you set as their nickname is going to show up in your email notifications, upcoming classes list, and the students list here. So if I click rename Jane, okay, let's say Jane Doe, submit, and from there on, I can see her name. I will be able to see her in the calendar everywhere on SuperTeacher and outside of it in the notifications. So once you create a demo account, go to the to your students list. If you don't see that demo account, list it here, but just by adding the email manually, and then you will have the action button, and you can book class if you already got a package. But first, if it's a demo account, just go ahead and assign class credits first, and pick one of the packages, whichever package you want. Let's say maybe the biggest one I have here. Oh, Average Academy with 60 lessons. No matter if the price is here, I can still assign it, so the student won't be charged. The difference, like when you assign classes to your students, the difference between putting the price as 0 and the full price is what has to do with your goal. Like if you, as the SuperTeacher subscriber, you can keep collecting your payments outside of SuperTeacher. You don't have to use our payment processor, even though it doesn't cost you anything. If your students are just, used to using PayPal or something else, you can just keep selling your classes outside of SuperTeacher. And to match the actual amount your students paid for, that's when you will open and create a package with that price and assign it to your students. So it's just for your own reference. But if you want to gift classes, then you would put the price to 0. You see how here I have a free class set, or I usually call it on my account, this is my demo account, I call it a makeup class. And if for any reason I want to offer a makeup class, maybe I missed class, I overslept, or something happened last minute, life happens, I can just create a makeup class and gift it to my students so they can book. But we were talking about how to test your Google Calendar integration with having a demo student account. In that case, assign yourself any bundle you already have, and you will be able to book class from there on. Then go to your calendar, sync your Google Calendar, following the steps shown before, open the class if you haven't, and then go to your students list and book class. And that's it. And follow what's happening on your Google Calendar at the same time. I hope this helps. Okay, here you see, now it's booked by Jane Doe. It's not Jane, it's Jane Doe. We changed it. Try to go back and forth between Google Calendar and SuperTeacher. And yeah, let me know how it goes. I would love to hear your experience. And if you have any suggestions, you would like to see something like color scheme tweaked or anything else, let me know. Hi, Carol. Welcome. Carol says, oh, welcome. Don't worry, if you're tuning in late, you will be able to watch the replay. I will also make sure to create a short 5-minute guide. Katie says, this was super useful as I have 2 students with the same name. Yeah, right? Adding the nickname. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion as well. Perfect. Okay, that would be it. If you need help setting up your Google Calendar sync, join me in about 15 minutes. I will share the link to our usual Monday meetup. Or if you need support with anything else regarding SuperTeacher, setting up your profile if you're a newbie, or you just want to share or ask something. Let me stop sharing this. Sorry. Okay, we're back. Yes, I will share the event link. Yeah. Oh, hi, Megan. Welcome. I was just mentioning you as someone who suggested so many amazing features before. Megan says, I'm here, but was also like, don't worry about it. Yeah, you can watch the replay and let me know. You can join me if you want in like about 15 minutes. We're going to have a usual Monday meetup. The meetups are usually for newbies, and also when we have some feature updates, it's a good time for you to just come as a refresher or just practice the new features with me. Yeah. Carol says, brilliant, Ivy. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in about 15 in our private meetup. Thanks, everyone. Have a lovely Monday, and looking forward to new feature updates and announcements very soon. Happy teaching.